Lovely, lovely Marshall Blenders. Welcome to Living with Marcial. This is the hair edition of Living with Marcial, and I'm super duper uber excited to introduce to you an amazing granddaughter of Leo, daughter, sister of Doug, wife of Joey, aka Schneider, best friend, boss, and salon owner of Karen Beauty. Karen Beauty in North Merrick, New York, stylist, food lover, educator, and now we can add author of Super Hero. Super Hero. This is an amazing book, and can I tell you something? So there was a book I had read a few years ago. It's called The Keys by DJ Khaled, and it's a book that I still to this day suggest to other people, because what I feel about this book is that it's that book is a book about a DJ and his life experiences, but it translates and transfers into so many other experiences. Well, the same thing is applicable to this book called Superhero. Yes, it is about a person who owns her own salon, who became a salon uh, independent person at a very very early age, and I don't know if I can say the struggles, but the life experiences that they have. Very good. Thank you. So Nikki will be joining me soon. The life experiences that Nikki has had and the lessons that she has learned are applicable to not just people in the hair industry, not just people who are cosmetologists. Hey, Candy, how are you? I'm
Hello.
happy you're here. Hey, Nikki, are you there?
I'm there. Can you see me? Can you hear
I,
me?
you know what? I can hear you, so I'm assuming you can be seen. What sucks about my phone sometimes is that it won't let me see the other person.
See, and this is why I'm happy that use scissors for a living because
Yes.
technology is not my bag.
Listen, we are united in this. Thank you, everyone that is joining in. If you are able to see both of us as we speak, give us a thumbs up.
I can see you. I don't know if
You
you
can
can't
see
see me,
me.
but I can see you. Yes.
Okay, good. So that is what matters. Should I lower my phone, or is this a good height?
You look good. You go. My
Okay.
stand keeps going down, so periodically I'm going to have to lift it back up.
No problem. No problem. Thank you so much. This is so dope. Thank you. Thank you so much, Thomas Strangelo. Thank you so much. Hi, B. Johnson. How are you doing? So I just gave you an introduction. I will repeat the introduction. I said, this is an amazing granddaughter of Leo, daughter, sister of Doug, wife of Joey, aka Snyder, best friend. And I was like, of Susan, right? Boss and salon owner of Karen Beauty in North Merrick, New York.
Karma
Stylist.
Beauty Studio. I typed that wrong to you. Karma
What is
Beauty.
it?
Karma Beauty Studio.
Karma Beauty Studio.
I
Thank you.
was talk
Karma.
texting when I was sending you that message, and it came out Karen in like Burnwick. It's a Karma Beauty Studio in Merrick, Long Island.
Karma Beauty Studio. Thank you. Karma
Yeah.
Beauty Studio in Merrick. North Merrick or Merrick?
Ah, Merrick. Same thing.
There you go. There you go. Stylist, food lover,
Oh, yeah.
educator, and now officially an author of Super Hero with the cape, with the cape, and
Yeah.
the
No
gorgeous
cape on
pony.
today. It's a Monday.
It's a Monday. It's a Monday. And it's a rainy day. And I know you love rainy days. And I was like, what do you do on your rainy day off? Because you said you love a
Nothing.
rainy day off. Nothing?
I did nothing all day yesterday. I just clicked the TV. I watched some really bad TV. I ate a lot. And then I woke up again today and I said, well, can't do that 2 days in a row because I need to talk to my friend here.
Yes. You get to talk to Marshall Blends. Yes.
Yes, it's sunny in here. It's raining
You know it.
outside, sunny in here.
That's how I feel. I didn't know it was raining until my mom looked out the window. She says it's raining. I was like, listen, it feels like sun.
That's
Okay?
right. That's right. It's all in your mind. It's mind over
Yes.
matter.
Right? What's going on, Jen? Someone named Jen as Gina Sonia. How are you, Gina? So let me tell you, this book, I was saying, I compare it to DJ Khaled's The Keys in the sense that,
Hmm.
yes, DJ Khaled's book, it's written by a DJ, and you would think that it would be exclusively relatable to only people that are in music or DJ. Let me tell you, Superhero, yes, I love it because let me tell you, you are a superhero.
I try.
Let me tell you, but it's the relatability, the application, the practicality of what you say in this book.
Mhm.
It's for anyone and everyone. For
It just
anyone,
anyone who works in service business, you deal with people. It's you could be a hairdresser. You could also be somebody who owns a deli or a dry cleaner or just somebody, even a dental hygienist. You're
yes,
dealing with people. It's dealing with
yes.
personalities and
A
people.
construction worker, because I was thinking, I
Hmm.
was like, I've had so I used to, I do door manning from time to time, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
yeah, it's because I love people, period, right?
Hmm.
And so there was a building that I had been covering for a friend, and yeah, because they'll be like, hey, yo, I need somebody, can you help me? I'm like, yeah, of course, I got you. And so they were doing construction, and the conversations I had with the contractors, let me tell you, Nikki, everything you said, Stacks is in the building. Hey, Stacks. My friend Stacks just joined in. Let me tell you, the things you say here, they themselves had said, and how this is a big point. How you are able to manage these people, I think other people will benefit from it because it's just as applicable.
Thank you. I'm glad that you understood the message behind that book. It came from, coming home and just being frustrated about having to do all of these things and wearing all of these different hats. And, taking care of a client behind the chair is hard enough. And then you're running around and making sure that we're stocked with supplies and the phone is working and everybody else is happy. And it's very hard. And I would come home just so frustrated and I would just journal.
Yes,
And I realized as I was journaling, I'm not the only idiot out there. I'm not the only nut
you're not
job that's going
alone.
through this. We all, when you take on a job in the beauty industry, I firmly believe it's like a calling. It
Yes,
is we are here to service them, to to take care of what they want. They unleash their problems on us, and
yes.
we're there for them. But while that's all going on, when you are a hairdresser,
You're
you're a
taking care of
salon owner,
everything else in the background.
everything. Everything. I laugh sometimes and say I should wear roller skates because I'm all over here, but I'm all over there too, and it's a
Let me
lot.
tell you, if you wore roller skates, Nikki, then the expectations would be intensified.
I'd have to charge a lot more for that. But yeah,
Okay,
it makes sense.
you
But
ain't
that's
never
just it. We're
lied.
running around doing everything, and it's hard to make people happy. At the end of the day, with the work on the person you're working on, you
Yes,
have to make them happy. And that
yes,
is no easy feat. That's no easy task.
at all, at all. And so so one of the things. Yes, thank you for saying that. As you were speaking, two things came to my head. The fact that you care so much about the back bar, making sure that the supplies are there, that's applicable to the people who are owners of construction businesses,
Hmm.
security businesses, buildings, schools, people who run schools, teachers who
Absolutely.
manage a class. Like all of these things apply, and the individuals that are there, the individuals that work for you, and the individuals that you service, everyone who works, period, can apply. And so it's applicable to them. And so one thing I wanted to know, and I mean, I read it in the book, but I wanted you to share, is how you came to have this kind of sense of responsibility, right? I've heard the stories. Stack says he's heard the stories. Yes, he absolutely has heard the stories, right? And how did you come to have this strong? Because a person can go through life experience and not care or not learn. How did
Yeah.
you get to have this kind of this feeling of, you know what? I got to make sure that the people that are under my care, my responsibility, have the tools. Hey, Eric, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Have the tools and the supplies, and they're not trying to figure out how to get a level 7
Uh,
out of mixing a
that
5.
made me. I went through that. And that's why I'm so supplied, because I did work for somebody and then another person as well. But I worked for people that we would have no choice. You
Yes.
needed a level 7. You
Yes.
knew you had to do a little bit of 6 and a little bit of 8. I don't like working like that. So my staff, when we run out of something, they'll say to me, "We don't have 6N." I'll say, "Well, that's, 5 and 7."
You
And they
see?
look at me like, "What?" Because I've almost ruined that for them, because
Yes.
I had to work that way and we were always short on supplies. I
Yes.
will admit it made me a much better colorist. And you pivot. You're out of that gel. Well, go find another product. Maybe I would just discover that I liked a whole new product
Right.
because I was out of it. But
Right.
the way I run my shop, and when I had a conversation with my first boss, he was proud of me and he said, I can't believe, but I bet you think of me every day. I said, yes. I go to my locked closet that has a full stock of all my supplies because we had to work with nothing. You never
Yes.
had enough product for us. So I do
Yes.
think of him every day because I make sure that we have everything. As far as the original question of taking charge, I was a very bossy child.
Okay.
Oh yeah, very bossy. First, very shy, but also very bossy. When I
So
was a young kid,
Doug had to go through it.
you have to. My friends, my little circle, when I was in elementary school, we all had nicknames, and you know what my nickname was? Sarge.
Um, oh,
Oh yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah. It was very bossy. So
Okay.
exactly. So I always feel that there's like law and order. There's an
Right.
order to things. There's rules that need to be applied. I'm a big rule follower. I was a Girl Scout growing up. I love rules, and I feel that chemistry behind what we do behind the chair. When we're doing a haircut, there's methods. You have to follow the methods. You can't just go rogue. Then
Yes.
when you're mixing, when I do 2 grams of this and 42 grams of that, there's a reason. So
Yes.
I feel like that anal retentiveness and that type A
Shout
is
out to
what's
Freud.
helped me this far.
Yes.
And again, having the proper supplies. It goes
Yes.
hand in hand. There's no other way to do it. There's no other
So
way to
it
do it.
was in your DNA. This has
Oh
been
yeah.
in your DNA.
Yeah. Born
I am
leader.
here for it.
Yes.
Man. So, okay, I appreciate that. Now, can you share with us Susan and the haircut?
Oh, my best friend Susan? Oh,
Yes.
yes. Well, we were starting junior high school, and it was probably my idea. And I said, "Oh, we'll give you a haircut. We're starting 7th grade. You need a cool haircut." She had this beautiful cascading curls and,
Hmm.
curly hair. And that was my first lesson. When you stretch curly hair and
Yes.
you cut that 2 inches off, boing, it bings up. And not only that, I also learned that curls you have to cut by density, because
Yes.
what was happening was that, like, some curls were higher and it was kind of going like this, and then it was going like that, and then
Yes.
before we knew it, the hair was down her back, but now it was like here, like
Over
below
the,
her chin. By the
yes.
time I finally got it even, it was because of that. And truly, we went to school and people were like, "Oh my god, that's the nicest haircut." Like,
They
people
loved
liked
it.
it and she liked it. My mother wanted to kill me. But I did do that. And I remember, like, people saying, like, "You did that? You should do hair." And I thought about it. Yeah, I know.
Yes. And the fact that you listen, I'm excited that you called it a masterpiece, and
Mhm.
that sparked something in you. It's and for me, it's exciting because when I started doing hair at 12.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
my
oh yeah, you're young too.
Yes, yes. My mother went to cosmetology school. I just found her graduation picture from cosmetology school.
Oh, how nice is
Yes,
that?
I'm gonna get a
Aw.
frame for it. And so I remember going to her school. I'm like 4.5 years old, walking up the stairs. This is Paris Beauty School on Melrose here in the Bronx near Third
Mhm.
Avenue, walking up the stairs, and we turn and the door opens and there's these mannequin heads with rollers and curls
Oh.
and pin curls and perm rods, and I was like, what is this? And then my mom would have people come to the house and she'd practice the relaxers and things like that, and I'd see the change in texture, and that was what sparked my love. So for
Wow.
me, I totally connected with that. You had that moment of, oh, this is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned that after that you started working in a salon.
Yeah. Well, I was only in 7th grade, but yeah, 2 years later, that truly was a turning point for me.
Yeah.
That even though it wasn't what I thought it would be. It turned into something good. And I
Yeah.
realized the consensus of the people that were seeing it. They were like, "Wow, you should really consider doing that. You did a great cut." I mean, honestly, it really did turn out to be a decent cut. And it
Yes.
made me feel so powerful. The
Yes.
holding those scissors, it's such a sense of power when you're holding them, and
Yes.
knowing that not only could you hurt somebody with them, but you're creating, and you're moving them, and you're cutting the hair, and just with every snip it just forms into a different look. And I
Yes.
really, it's inspiring, and I still, 36 years later, I'm still inspired by doing it.
Can I tell you something? It spews out of you, out of your pores still.
Yes, it's a
You know what I mean? And that's why Super Hair, guys, if you haven't gotten the book, order it on Amazon. And this is also exciting. Maybe you want to mention it. What were you doing over the weekend and last week?
oh. Oh, yes. Um, for your listening pleasure, maybe you want to hear it in audiobook so you can hear my annoying Jewish Brooklyn accent tell you and read my story to you. But yes, and I'm actually today when we're done, I'm
Uh-huh.
heading there to finish up to the recording studio, and then the engineer will work on it and edit it, and then it should be available for audio and Spotify and Apple and all of wherever you get an audiobook. I
You,
don't read books often, but I write them, and I don't listen to audiobooks, but I'm going to record one. So
like
for
you
your
said, for
listening
our
pleasure.
listening pleasure. And Stacks, this is going to be just for you and baby Stacks. Can you say the word? Okay, so I'm going to say it proper. Coffee. Well, you know the word coffee. Can you say coffee? But in your Brooklyn accent.
Coffee.
Coffee, baby, coffee. Coffee
my
Stacks. This
mother
is
my
just for
mother
you.
loves coffee. My mother loves coffee.
Let
Yeah.
me tell you, I cannot live without coffee. I have to have coffee, 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 coffee
Yeah.
every day. And I
Mhm.
spell it CWAW,
Yep.
coffee. And
Coffee.
so it's a must. It's a must. Coffee. That's right.
See, to
I
you
think
and
it's
to me, it
Thomas.
sounds normal, but you go to somebody who's like from the Midwest or from down south, and they're like,
It's another language. It's another
yeah.
language. And I'm like, I love coffee.
Yep. So yeah. So when you listen to my audio book, you'll hear a lot of my Brooklynese. Um, and that's why, like when
I'm here for it.
I was messaging you earlier with some of that. I was talk texting. Talk
Yes.
texting doesn't always pick up my Brooklyn accent, so it kind of goes off on a tangent. So yeah. But I thought about maybe having somebody read the book for me, and then through telling people about it, they really felt that authentically it should be me.
Yes.
They
Yes.
when they're reading it, they hear my voice. I know you
Yes.
had said that too, but
Well, can I
I
tell you something? And yes, yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. As I was reading it, I'm hearing your voice. And
My
when I got to
apologies.
speak to you, I was like, this is it. I was like, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. I was like, I knew that's what it is.
hmm
And it's just, and can I tell you something? Nobody else could have read this book for you.
I'm kind of thinking that well, maybe if Leah Remini is available, maybe she could read
Leah
it because
Remini, maybe, yes. Leah Remini
yeah.
or Fran Drescher
Oh
when
yeah.
when the way she actually speaks.
I think
Yes.
a little like a if Marissa Tomei and Fran Drescher had a baby, here it is right here. We blended them in a blender and a NutriBullet, and here it is. But it's
I'm here for it.
I
But-
can't get rid of it. And you know what? I was told even by the engineer who's doing the book, he said, "Don't change a thing. Don't change
yes.
a thing. Be
Yes.
authentic."
You should never ever. This is something. So I'm Caribbean. My accent
Mm-hmm.
is Bronx, New York, and so New Yorkers can hear a New York accent. But
Mm-hmm.
once I go to the South, they don't hear unless I'm saying coffee, water, things like
Yeah.
quarter, things like that. What they hear is my Caribbean accent, and somebody was like, "Never neutralize that accent ever."
No, you have to
And I
stay
was
true
like,
to
you
who
know
you
what?
are.
Yeah,
Well,
you
the
know
way
what I
that
mean?
I don't like my own voice. I think many people say that they don't like their own voice. If I have to change the voicemail at the salon, I do it like 10 times because I just don't like my voice. But but the thing is that it's who you are.
Yeah,
So I don't want to change it. Doing content and having to see me speaking, I
yes,
cringe. I
Yeah,
cringe, but
yeah,
I
because
just
you got to
feel,
get used to it, right?
yeah, yeah. I have to get used to it, but I'm
Again,
hoping
the
for the
book is
best.
called Super Hero. And guys, this book is applicable in so many different aspects of life. So even if you're not into cosmetology, even if you're not into hairstyling, the practical experiences and how Nikki has been able to manage them, overcome them, learn from them applies to so many different aspects of life. It applies if you're a student, if you're a teacher. It applies if you work construction. It applies if you work at a drilling place. You know what I mean? But for me, what resonated was that I had during that week
Hmm.
gone through a very difficult time with a client. And yes, in the service area, you want to make sure that people are comfortable and people sit at your chair happy and leave from your chair happier, right? Than
Yes.
they arrived. And so if you don't get that, and you kind of constantly get that from a specific person, you start to feel like maybe it's me. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm
I
the one
know.
failing. And
Sadly, you do. Yeah.
you had posted the thing, and I said, "Oh, wait a minute, wait, is resonating with me right now." And I saw that you had the book Superhero. I immediately, expeditiously ordered the book, and when it got here, I started reading it automatically. Let me tell
Aw.
you, yes, and so for me, it's been very therapeutic. Okay, it's
I'm
been
so
very therapeutic.
glad. I'm so
I'm
glad that that was for you. I really am because I'm sad that you had to go through that. But I am
right.
actually very happy that you got something from it. It made you feel better and it made you feel less alone. And that's really what the issue is that you felt alone. You felt like you
I was the only one. I
were,
thought I was the only one going through this. I felt
no, we
like
all
there's
do it.
and that gave me such solace. You know, as soon as I saw that, I says, okay, I'm not alone. And then I also saw, okay, it's not completely on me. Because what I love about you is that you take the onus in what is yours.
Hmm. Hmm.
But in taking the onus in what is yours, you're able to also recognize what is not yours. And let me tell you something, that is a lesson that applies to life.
Life.
You
Oh, no,
know?
this isn't a salon thing. This is a life thing.
Yes.
Pardon my language, but shit's going to happen. Shit's going to happen. And
Okay.
this is what's going to happen. You have to know it. So when
Yeah.
I speak at the beauty schools, or sometimes in some of the salons, because I've been going around and doing motivational speaking in the salons,
Wonderful.
they think, especially the younger generation, they think that they could fine tune the perfect clientele
Right.
that are going to do only long hair or only extensions. It's
Hmm.
not going to happen. You're going to get even that person who's coming in with long hair
Yeah.
might challenge you at a time or two. Maybe she's
Can
not
you
having a
say that
good
again
day.
for the people in the back?
Yes, sometimes it's going to be hard.
You know, even if you
See,
find your niche within your niche, you're gonna have. Listen, let me tell you. So there's a chapter called Drunk Clients.
my favorite chapter.
Baby, this was
Yeah.
the one. This was the chapter. And
Hmm.
you mentioned 12 different types
Hmm.
of clients.
Yes, because I in my history, when people drink, there's always a different type of drunk. There's
Right.
the somebody drinks and they want to beat up everybody in the bar,
Yes,
or
the
somebody
angry
drinks and
drunk.
then they're hanging on you, kissing you. I love you,
The
man. I
lovey
love
drunk.
you.
You're the best
Exactly.
person in the world.
Or then there's like I write that they're crying about their dog that died like 25 years ago. Like you don't know. Or the one that just thinks like they're gonna like bench press people at the
Yes,
bar. Like there's all
yes,
different. Now if you put that towards the clientele that sits in your chair, there's always going to be somebody that's like hostile. So it's like
yes,
somebody who drinks and like wants to like have a fight. Then
yes,
there's always going to be somebody who's maybe they drink and they can't make up their mind. They sit in your chair sober and they're like,
yes.
I don't know. I don't
They sent you
know.
12, 20 different pictures of what they
Of the
wanted.
same thing, and then you give it to them and they don't like it.
Yes, which was what happened to me that day. Yes.
Hmm. The best kind of drunk, though, and I
Tell
write
us.
about this, is the
Tell us.
blackout drunk. The
Yes.
person who actually passes that. We had one client that used to come to us. She came after work And she was so exhausted when she'd sit and get her color put on. So as the girl was putting the color on, you'd see her dozing off. We would put a towel down and we'd put a plastic cap on her and she'd put her head down the
Uh-huh.
whole time her color was processing. And then we'd wake her up and be like, come on, you gotta get washed off now. We'd lift her up, bring her over. She'd sleep at the sink and she caught up. She was the best client. She never
Yes,
said boo. She maybe didn't keep her head still because it was bopping forward, but we were prepared for that.
you'll deal with it. You'll
Yeah,
deal with it.
we've dealt with it all. And there's more to come. There's more to
Yes,
come. Trust me.
yes, yes, yes. So that one I loved. I love
Mhm.
that one. And so the way I applied that one after applying it and receiving the I'm gonna tell you, so I received the um orientation that I needed to be able to manage. And it was almost immediate. So that chapter was like a masterclass.
I'm glad. I'm
Okay.
glad that it helped you.
It was a masterclass because it gave me the orientation. But then I says, you can apply this to your family dynamic, you know, or your friends dynamic. So that's why I say this book, Superhero, like it's applicable in different areas. Because
Yes.
in the family, you have that family member who complains about everything and nothing you do is ever
I
good,
mean,
and they know
if any
better
of my
than you.
family members are listening to this, I don't have anybody that complains about anything in my family. I can live with myself.
Ever.
Never. Not my husband, not my mother. Nobody. Nobody. But I agree with what you're saying. I'm just making a joke.
Yes.
But you know what
Yes.
it's also good for too? I will tell you that it's giving clients, if you've ever sat in a salon chair and got your hair done, it is giving them the perspective that
Yes.
what we do is not as easy as we make it seem.
Yes.
And that truly, that is because these are laymen. These are people that do not do what we do. They're
Yes.
reading it and they're actually saying to me, I never realized how hard it was. I mean, I see you work and I know that you work long days and I see you wearing heels, but I never realized that you have to come up with the master plan in seconds and
Yes.
expedite it. How do you know when you squeeze a little out of that tube that it's going to do what you want it to do? Or
Hello.
that she's saying she wants it cut here, but when she sees it, it's now your problem. She's not happy. There's a lot of emotional trauma that goes into what we do.
Yes.
And there's mental trauma because we take it home with us, emotional and mental, that we're driving home or laying in bed at night and saying like, God, I should have probably went a little
I could
darker.
have done
I
this.
think
I could have
I
done
think
that.
I did too many highlights or I didn't do enough. It's like we beat ourselves up. And I don't think that clients see that. And I think
Yeah.
that since reading my book, they're getting a little bit more in tune and I think they're sympathizing a little bit more. So
Yeah.
it's giving insight that we might make it look easy, but it's not. You know it and I know it and
I was
everybody
just
that's ever. It's
I
not.
was just looking for that because as you're saying that, there's a part in the book, and I felt like I said that's exactly it, where you mentioned how because we're behind the chair and we're doing the cut or we're doing the color and we're able to converse with them and listen to them and still be insightful and still be managing 6,000 things that are occurring, that it because it we make it look easy, people think that it's
Yes.
easy, right? And so then they go off and they say, oh, you know what? It was one of the clients. Oh, I can go and cut my hair, or I can
Oh,
go and cut my bangs, or I can
mhm.
color my own hair with the box. But then they have to come back.
Yeah. Or they say, oh, well, anybody could do this. And they go somewhere else. And then
Yeah.
they go, oh, no, that's sometimes I actually like when my clients I mean, I don't want my clients to believe me,
Yes,
but
of course, of
sometimes
course.
they sit in someone else's chair or whether by choice or maybe it's like a bridal party or they can't get an appointment with me, they go somewhere else. And I've had them come back to me and say, oh no, no, no. I knew in that moment I needed to be back in your chair. You know,
Yes.
maybe just the way they were being handled. Maybe a lot of times because I'm a stickler for cleanliness.
Yeah.
Cleanliness is next to godliness. And
Listen,
they say I was in that salon and it was filthy. The towels were stained. There was hair in the corners. So I know how I am. So I keep everything clean. So, but then they'll sit in the chair and they'll say, she cut my hair and I don't know, it was painful. She was combing and she was hurting me, or, when she blew it, she didn't put product in it or the right
Oh,
product, or didn't talk to me, didn't ask me anything about my life. When
yes,
we talk and we do chit chat with our clients, it's not really just to chit chat. We're
yes,
kind of like dissecting them a little bit, peeling the layers of
yes,
the onion back. Like, so what's going on in your life? How's everything? How's the kids? We can sense if they're stressed. We can sense if
because
they
that's going
are.
to affect the hair.
Absolutely. If their
Yes,
lives are so chaotic that they're not going to be able to take care of what we're doing for them. So
yes.
those are so important. So it's not just like, you know, talking. We're really kind of talking and kind of like absorbing all of it to understand if what we're actually paid to do for you is going to work for you.
If it's going to
Oh,
work.
I'm dealing with so much. I don't know if I'm coming or going. Well, how are you going to get back in time to get the roots done? Because we're going very light on you. So
Exactly.
I have to start, maybe then I pull back or I change the conversation. So it's so much
Exactly.
more. Because my husband laughs and he says, Joey tells me all the time, oh, when you just go to work and you have coffee and talk to your people, he thinks all I do is hang out all day.
Because
But it's
that's
really
how we
not.
make it look
It's
like that, but it's not that. Because in that conversation, we're going to find out that that person just does one shampoo, plots the conditioner, doesn't actually comb it through, and
Mhm.
then washes it out. So, can they actually go blonde?
No,
Can they actually
no,
deal with the lightener? No, they
no.
can't. You know what I mean? Are
And
they
then
going
they'll
to be
come
able to
back to
come
you and
back?
say, like, oh, my hair is so dry. And then you
Ah,
find out that they're using like crap from the store, like they're not even professional product, or or they're buying the product. This happens all the time because I think we had a conversation about K18.
yes, yes.
K18 is a very unique process.
It's
So I say it like a broken record. Shampoo your hair with the right shampoo.
yes,
You're using this as your conditioner. You do
yes.
not put a conditioner before it. You do not rinse it out. Get out of the shower and then wait a few minutes, put your products on. They come in, they go, I bought that stuff. That's way too much money. It didn't work. Well, tell me, well, how are you using it? Well, I wash and condition my hair and then
Hmm.
I put it on. And I'm like, no, 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 no. That's why it didn't work because you weren't listening. Some people just, so they put the effort in, but because they bought the products, they think like, I bought it. Why is it not working? It's like, oh, I joined the gym. That's why am I not fit?
Why am
Well,
I,
you gotta
are you
go to
going
the
to the gym?
gym. You gotta go
Are
to
you,
the gym.
are you using the machines?
No, they just no, but they own the membership. I
You're
bought these
absolutely
products.
right.
They're not working.
You're absolutely right. There's a client. So I'm, I love K-Team. I love Olaplex. I love Pelor. These are companies that,
Mm,
they're about bond building or molecular repair. K18 is one for me that I love because of how quick it works.
instantly.
So you use their detox shampoo. Okay, fine. You spray if you're going to do that treatment, or
Hmm.
the molecular repair,
The
the
after treatment. Hmm.
the mask. Yes, you apply that. Leave it alone for the 4 minutes. After you brush it through, comb it through,
Hmm.
leave it alone for those 4 minutes. And guess what you can do after those 4 minutes? If you want to do a mask treatment, you can do the mask treatment. You want to put the conditioner. Put the conditioner.
Hmm.
Do whatever you want, but you need to leave it alone for those 4 minutes. And K18 has, if a person has social media, they can go on the Instagram and learn how to use that
Oh yeah, it's
molecular
not just
repair.
from our mouths. They can learn for themselves. It's
They
very,
can
very scientific.
learn. So yes, I love it. Do you have any other products that you want to give a shout out to that you love?
We started carrying the Ref line, which is a line from Sweden. And it's
Okay.
funny because it's a vegan line, and I
Okay.
am the furthest from vegan.
Okay.
I eat McDonald's and Cheez-Its, and I'm
Wait a
not a
minute.
vegan
Cheez-Its are
person.
not vegan?
Well, no, I know, but the products are. And you know what I actually learned? A lot of products do contain hydrolyzed wheat starch, and that's
Uh-huh.
what allows it to cling to the hair. But
Okay.
after a while, that wheat starch will stay and leave residue on the hair, and it builds up. What Ref does is they use quinoa starch.
Oh.
So the philosophy is that quinoa starch is effective, but it's water soluble. So it
Mm.
will break down. So when some of my clients, especially people who use like volumizing products, because a
Yes.
lot of times there's a lot of starch to be able to stiffen the hair, to give it the volume and rids it of anything that will weigh it down. The quinoa starch is so effective because it really clarifies nice, like it does what it has to do, but doesn't
Yeah.
dry the hair out, it doesn't leave a residue. So even though I will not ever be, no offense to anybody who is a vegan, but I will never be a vegan, I do understand a vegan product and I'm really enjoying that. And it comes from Sweden. Great smells,
How do you
lathers
spell
well.
that? How do you spell that?
REF.
REF.
Yeah.
Ref?
Ref.
Okay.
It's a great product line. Clients seem to be really liking it. I'm like a cherry picker when it comes to
Oh, I
product.
see. REF. A stock, is it Stockholm?
Stockholm. It's from
Okay, let's
Sweden.
give them a shot. We'll give them a shout out. There you go.
Yeah, it's a great line. It's a great line. I'm a sucker for Unite 7 second spray, the
Oh,
detangling spray.
can you believe I've never used Unite? A Salon
What?
Centric is selling, and I know, proper response. Sorry, I have not used it. I have to.
No, that is gold. During COVID, when we were doing the color kits, because we were
Uh-huh.
making the little formulas for the color for the clients when they were getting their hair colored, I had
Yes.
more people say, "I'm almost out of 7 second spray. Do you have any?" And they were buying it. That was like the biggest drug deal. They were like, "Can I buy
That's
three
how
bottles?"
awesome it is.
It's so amazing. It's you come out of the shower, even like after a K18 treatment, it's a leave-in conditioner, but it's a detangler. It's a thermal protector. It smells amazing. If your hair feels crunchy, you could just spray a little bit more. If your dog comes in from outside and smells, or the
Yes.
hair gets matted, you could use it on your dog. If your clothing gets staticky, you put a little bit on and you put it on your clothes, it stops you. It's
What?
awesome. It's
Okay.
awesome.
I'm gonna
So
have to.
Unite 7 second detangling spray. Get it.
I'm gonna have to get it. I'm gonna have to get it because I love a good detangler. Let me tell you something. I have learned, and this I learned in the '90s when I was working at a Dominican salon. Detangler sometimes is the best thing for that movement.
Yes.
It creates a movement. So even though yes, it's to help soften the hair so you can detangle it. Another benefit is that it adds to the movement and the
What's
bounceability.
nice about it, it doesn't leave residue.
You see?
So if you opened up the bottle and you looked, it's a cream, but the way it dispenses,
Yes.
it's so lightweight that I use it on clients who, a lot of times, some clients, I have some clients of mine that have very, very thin hair and they don't like a conditioner in the shower even.
Right.
I'll use that on them.
It'll plop it down. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll make it greasy and make it too weighed down. But truly, the Unite 7 second detangling spray is like the holy grail. Like we
Wow.
cannot keep enough of that in the shop, and it doesn't make the hair feel like it has like a feeling on it. It's very invisible, so that's great. But
You see?
I cherry pick my other lines. Like I like a hairspray from this line and a oil from that line. So
Right.
we carry a bunch of different things. We actually just opened. We started up a salon interactive online store.
Oh, congratulations. And let us know what that is. What is it called? What's the website?
It's Salon Interactive, and we have our own QR code. We have our own store. Now,
Okay.
what happens is the reason why we opened it's all of the products that we carry in our salon, but we're in competition constantly with Amazon and online. And a client will say, "Oh, I couldn't get here, and I bought it on Amazon." You're buying inauthentic third party seller filled with all kinds of fillers and whatnot. You're not getting authentic product.
You have an Instagram page.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I
Yes.
just I
Yes.
just pinned it right now. Salon Interactive. So anyone
Salon
here
Interactive.
yes.
Yes. So you could, that's a great link. So everything that we sell is on that page. The only thing I will say, ref is independent, so it's not on there. So that's the
Right.
one line that won't be. But our
Okay.
clients can't say, "Oh, I couldn't get to you." Oh, no, you could order it from our online store. They're getting it shipped to them directly for free
Love
from
that.
our distributors. So instead of them sending it to us, they're getting it from the distributor. So they're getting it shipped. So a lot of my
Boom.
clients do leave to go to like Florida down south for the winter, or the
Yeah.
college kids that are away. They order from their K18, Olaplex,
Mhm.
Unite, Wow, Color Wow, Olivia Garden brushes. Love an
I love
Olivia
Color
Garden
Wow.
brushes.
I had some people come over for dinner yesterday or lunch. I had them come over for lunch, but they stayed till dinner time, right? And she has curly hair. She taught me an old school trick for very curly hair, how to keep it straight using maizena, which is like cornstarch, right?
Oh,
Or like some type of a cornmeal.
yeah.
Um, and so I was like, dope, dope. And then I told her about, because she likes to rock her hair curly, but she hates the frizzies. I was like, I'm gonna give you something. I gave her the Color Wow for curly hair.
Uh,
Yeah, and so
oh,
I told
the
you
one in the white
the
package.
one, yeah, the one that has
Oh,
the clear, because you know the black letters are for straight to
yes.
straighten the hair,
Hmm.
and then but
Hmm.
when it doesn't, the one without it, that's for the curly to rock the curly hair,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Yep. It's
So
good
she was
stuff.
super excited.
And
That
that's
is so
just,
awesome.
yeah. So we, it's like, you know, and then they think, oh, I'm going to go on Amazon. They might buy it and it's not authentic.
It could
So
be
that's why we
diluted.
opened up this store. Like now my clients, I shame them. You know, how many
Yes.
times I see a client taking pictures of my products and I'm like, are you going on Amazon? You're not buying that on Amazon, are you? I
You
have it
know,
right
I know
here.
you're
You
not.
could take
I
it home with you. They're like, well, I don't know. Sometimes I get it. No, I don't care that you have Prime. You could take it home with you. There's no
yes,
need for you to do that.
yes.
So we just want
You
our clients to use authentic product. So that's why we did that. Now they have no excuses.
I love that. I love that. Now, you had mentioned about Salon Interactive, and I remember when I was reading your book, I wrote it down here. You could see it. I wrote it.
It's
Um,
so cute.
you said my brain can't keep up with my hands. I'd start up a salon owner support group because the burnout is real. And I says, Marcial, you are going to tell her, start the salon owner burnout group, include suite owners and work from home people, because if anybody is the indicated person to create that kind of a space, Nikki, it is you.
You know what? It's and the more since this book is beginning, it's making its rounds and it's reaching the hands of other, beauty professionals. It's not what we do. I go through my whole life, my whole career. I just keep doing it because if I
Yeah,
think about it, it's going to stop me.
right.
But the burnout is when I'm driving home in silence. No, I mean, I'll get home and I didn't even put the radio on. Like I'm still mulling over, and then I go home and then I'm shoveling food in my mouth and then it's like I have to do this all over again. And I love what I do,
Yes.
but being an owner, being a stylist is hard enough, but being an owner and a
On its
stylist
own.
is it's I feel for I feel for owners. I feel because I was a stylist. My owners who I worked for, they had their good points, they had their bad points, and I didn't see it until I actually stepped into it. And I do discuss that a lot in the book. But taking on ownership and doing it the way I always wished I could work for people, it is exhausting and it's thankless because it becomes expected. And I
Yeah.
have many people that work for me that do appreciate it. My clients appreciate what I'm doing. But people who work for me, they do. But
Yeah.
through the years, I have people that just took it for granted. They're like,
Yes.
well, what else is she going to do? I had somebody recently say to me, well, you own a salon. That's what you should expect. Really?
And it's
Okay.
like, how dare you? How dare you?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to expect and accept
No. I mean, I do, and
negligence
I eat
or
a
abuse?
lot. I eat a
Huh?
lot. I
You
eat a
do.
lot. I will just suck it up and I don't allow it to bother me. But if you really allowed yourself to think about it, there is the burnout for a salon owner. I
Yes.
mean, I have moments where I I wish I could just find somebody to buy my business and I'll work for them. I don't want to own it
And
anymore.
that's
I'm
being
being
real.
quite honest.
That's being real. And you know what? Business owners need to be able to express that, because people who go into business and then they suffer their first burnout, because I think burnouts
Yeah.
are par for the that was something you had mentioned, par for the core.
Yep.
It's kind of par for the core. So this book, and that's why I say it applies in so many different aspects. You mentioned how to not only navigate, but to be able to overcome
Yeah.
each burnout
And
and to
it takes
expect
a
it.
lot to do it. It's not easy, but to get up and do it all over again. I don't want to sound negative about it, but there's a lot more positives, but the
Yeah.
negatives sometimes outweigh the positives. And I'm almost 20 years. The salon in April will be 20 years that we're here.
Wow. God bless you.
Thank you. But
Yeah.
I say to myself, like, I almost feel like I feel like it was a 20-year jail sentence. I mean, a lot of good came out of it,
Orange
but
is
it's
the new
like
black.
20 to life.
20 to life.
20
20
to
to life.
life. I'm
And
like,
you're here for the ride. You're here for the ride. Talking about the people that work for you, you have a section. Once upon a time, there was an assistant.
many of them. Many,
Yes,
many
you
of them.
think about 19 different types of assistants. Let me
Because
ask
I
you.
because I had to cut it back. How about
Yes.
this? When I was at the recording studio last week, the engineer, he was reading it to himself as I was reading, and then he would
Okay.
interject and say, read that again, slow that down, say it with a little
Oh,
bit
he's
more
also
emphasis.
directing.
Yeah. Oh no, he's doing this as we're doing this, like this is a real legit thing. So
Yes.
as we went through that chapter, he actually stopped me for a second, and I thought it was maybe I said something wrong, and he said, did did that really happen? I said, yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. I go, everything in this chapter happened. He goes, how stupid are people? Or like, why did they think that that was okay? Like what? And then like at the end, he would give, like, if everything was good, he wanted me to keep going and not stop. He would give me like the roll. If he
Yes.
wanted me to stop for a second, he'd give me the hand. And
Uh-huh.
if it was something he was really good, he'd give me a thumbs up. Like if I said it really good and just to keep, he'd give me a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And then when he would interrupt me and he says, just a second. And I said, what's up? He goes, that's a real story. That really
That's a real
happened.
story.
And I go, yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, they worked for you? I said, yeah, not for long. He says, do they still work for you? I said, to be honest, some of them worked for me beyond that crazy story of whatever happened. But yeah, he was amazed because he doesn't know anything about the hair industry. And he's like,
Right.
wow, opened his eyes. So he's actually reading the book as I am speaking. So he's reading it and he's like, I don't know anything about hair. This is what I do. And he's like, wow, you really
Yes.
have your hands full. He's like, you really have your hands full. He says, now I understand why you
Absolutely.
drink the way you do.
A little Chardonnay over here.
Yeah, just a little, just a little, just a little. I'll just take the
Now, let me
bottle.
ask you, what makes a good assistant?
Uh, just a person that understands what, and I'll speak for myself, not the other stylist. What my goal is, what I need for this client. I need them to be my right hand. I need them to be on time. I need them to be take care of my client. I need them to be in tune to my schedule. Um, that's asking a lot, but ultimately, I mean, then there were some times where I just put my rules aside and said, "Oh, thank God she showed up. Like
Right.
she's going to be terrible, but she showed up, so she's here.
There's a body here. There's a person
There's a
here.
body. She's just a body, but that's better
Yes.
than me doing it myself. But
Yes.
what makes a good assistant is somebody who cares enough to do the job the best that they can do for
Right.
how they're told to do it. I've had some assistants just do the best job, but the best job that they thought was
Right.
necessary. And that doesn't always go. I have my own way of doing things. I'm not like the Gestapo. I'm not going to get mad if they go rogue
Hmm.
and do something different. But a lot
Hmm.
of times I have to keep to a schedule and I've promised the client a certain product would be used. And then they decide, I'm going to use something else. They don't know if that client had used that before and
Right.
maybe didn't like it. So when I say use this, use that, leave that on for 5 minutes, somebody that's not going to be so preoccupied and focused on their personal life or everything else going on. But I mean, I'm lucky enough. I have truly had I can't even count on both hands. I've had some of the best assistants, and they're
Yeah.
not with me because they aged out. Um,
Yes.
Krista and Melissa are my other
Shout out to
hairdressers.
Krista and Melissa.
And Krista was my assistant when we left to open. And
Okay.
Melissa was my assistant at the very first place that she and I both worked. It was the first place that I had worked. She was my assistant. So when I left to go somewhere else, she wound up leaving that salon shortly after to go somewhere else herself.
Right.
But then we kind of came full circle. So she knows how I am from being an assistant. It's
There
like a
you go.
homegrown thing. I've also had some assistants that never took cosmetology. We just trained them. I have
Wow.
Johnny. Shout
Beautiful.
out to my Johnny.
Shout outs to Johnny.
Yes, Johnny is our assistant. He's never been to cosmetology. He gives
Wow.
the best shampoos.
Okay.
And he doesn't, he's never went to cosmetology school, and he's going to become an interior designer. So this is his job to help him
I
get through
love it.
college until he eventually moves on. And I have Sarah, who's my other, she's my right hand. She knows it. She's
Big ups to
hard.
Sarah.
Sarah is she's a good egg. She's a good person. The clients love her. She's very sensitive. She
Okay.
really takes her time. She really does a good job. She's very funny.
Yeah.
And she's somebody she doesn't really want to be a hairdresser. She's in the business for years, but she
Yes.
really is just happy being an assistant. And,
There
we
you
give her a
go.
lot of responsibility, and she's great. But I've had some doozies.
Yes, yes. And you know what? Thank you for sharing that. I think that that is so,
Mhm.
it's important, it's beautiful, and it's genuine. That by name, you know
Mhm.
them, you know their characteristics. The other thing
Mhm.
you mentioned was that there were some that maybe had a rocky start, but
Mhm.
this is a testament to your character and how and who you are. You're
Mhm.
gonna, if it's not worth working it through, you're able to intuit that bye. But
Yes.
if there's a spark that may need some nourishing, you know how to do it.
They might just need a little bit more time to get it. And
Yeah,
I'm willing to spend the time to do it. But
yeah,
if after a while, I mean, it's the definition of crazy is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a
yeah,
different result. So there are times where I'm like, it's just not working out. But I mean, truly, if they didn't get it, we're just going to keep working on it until we can get it. And then if I
yeah,
find I hit a brick wall and it's not going to work, then we hug it out. I kiss you goodbye and I wish you well. But
yes.
I, I'm a lot of I think that the salon industry is suffering from assistant deficit syndrome. I
Hmm.
think that it's hard to because they don't want to come out of school and do this work.
Right. And they don't understand the beauty of it and
No.
the benefit of it because let me tell you, a phrase that has gone extinct is pay my dues. Part of being solid in something is paying your dues. And sometimes, 99% of the times, paying your dues is not necessarily starting at the top,
No. Oh, they
you
think it is.
know?
But, saying that actual statement when I'm in the schools and I'm
Yes,
dealing with like high school age kids, and I
yes.
said, they paid their dues. And
They're
they
like,
were
what's
like,
that?
that's a triggering statement to the
Yeah,
young generation, the newer generation. Why do
yeah.
I have to pay what dues? Why do I have to pay my dues? Guess what, sweetheart? You do.
Hmm.
Because you
Yeah.
can't just walk in and grab the head of the seat at the table. Sometimes you
Hello.
have to earn that. And I
Yes.
don't run my business like, in a tough way. I
Right.
am tough. I know what I want, and I
Right.
ask you to do it my way.
Right.
But I'm always willing. I'm very appreciative to the work that assistants do, so I'm very kind to them. But
Yes.
they are not in the fold. I wasn't treated nicely as an assistant. I was
Right.
told, go. Why are you? You can't have lunch with us. Go sweep the floor. You're
Yes.
not. What do you mean? Why are you sitting? I remember my boss and one other person from my very first job said, "You're not allowed to sit." And I said,
Okay.
"What do you mean?" I remember sitting one time and my boss said, "Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Are your knees broken?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Okay, well, when you're done sitting, get up. We need like it was a
Uh-huh.
constant thing. I
There's
used to
something to
walk
do.
around with a towel on my shoulder and the Windex.
Yes.
And I'd walk around like a robot because if I was like resting and standing, at least I had the Windex in my hand.
Yes.
So you have to be in constant motion. I
Yes.
don't force that on my assistants.
Right.
I just expect them to not be sitting in the back on their
But you
phones.
encourage it, A, by example. And what
Yes.
happens then is that you are building good habits. You're
Yes.
building good. My mother in this house, she would always say, siempre hay algo que hacer. In other words, there's always something to do here in the house. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I even have a sheet in the back room sometimes where the assistants will sit and it says things to do when there's nothing to
When
do.
there's nothing to do.
There's always
Things to
something to
do when there's
do.
nothing to do. My mother
Yes.
would be like, the closets need cleaning, the cabinets need something cleaning, check and see if the
Yep.
refrigerator needs to be cleaned, the corners,
Always
like,
something.
and the same applies to any business. There's always something to do. And people, you know what? So from the answer I'm able to take from, which you gave a solid answer at the beginning when I asked you the question, what makes a good assistant is also to be self-motivated, to self-motivated, but as per the parameters set in the salon. And
Yes,
so the reason I say that is because, yeah, so what? Marcial has years of experience and he has his own techniques for blow drying and for coloring and for silk pressing and relaxing hair. The second I set foot in someone else's salon, I'm in someone else's house. So I
exactly.
will
That's
automatically
exactly how I
be
feel about it.
the perfect blank slate in the sense that I don't know anything because I don't know anything about how you do things, but I have some experience so that as you're telling me how you want things done, hey Alicia, how are you, my love? So as you're telling me how to do the things, then I'm able to process it and then do it how you want to do it. And so I feel that that humility and that malleability is so
Mhm.
necessary when stepping into someone else's salon.
Yes,
And that's what
yes.
assistants need to get
And
to.
it's respect for the person's business and how they run
Yeah.
their business, and the
Yeah.
respect for their environment and how they, things where things are. And I feel that, you know, we all just have to play nicely in the salon sandbox.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
who's
So
that?
the book is Super Hero. It's a play on the word superhero. And yes, Nikki is a superhero. She
Thank you.
has been doing her thing since the seventh grade, even before with her doll's hairs, giving them highlights.
Oh,
And
those
fast
bobbies.
forward 30 years, even though she's still 22, I don't know how she does it.
Isn't that
Fast
amazing?
forward over 36 years doing hair, right? And
Yeah.
she has now come out with the book. It will soon be available in audio. This book has life advice and experiences and managing through different difficulties and obstacles successfully. And so whether you're a teacher, whether you're a construction worker, whether you work as a barista in Starbucks, or you work at a Fortune 500 or own a Fortune 500, this book is one that you should definitely read or listen to when the audio is available. You'll hear it in her natural, as she says, her Jewish Brooklyn accent. Coffee, baby. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Nikki. So
Thank you.
I'm gonna be doing a giveaway, and it'll be with this post.
Oh,
And the
great.
giveaway is you follow Nikki, you follow me, and here you post the word superhero and I'll pick from there. Probably at the end of the month, I'll pick from there who I will send you a book. I will send
That is
that
so
person
nice of
a book.
you.
You got it. This book is really good. I will
Thank
send that
you.
person a book. Now, if you want to just add, so it'll be following Nikki at Super Hero. But now that I know you have Salon Interactives, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's for our products.
yeah,
Yes.
that's for the products. That's another one I would say if you want to follow, you can follow. That one it's so it's an option. But
Mhm.
definitely follow her and when you're done following her, you come back here and write superhero. All right? Do you have any words you want to share?
No, I'm just so grateful. This was such a nice conversation. You are amazing. You have
Oh,
such a
thank you.
heart. You could just see it. Look at your smile. Like it's
Oh, thank
infectious.
you.
It's infectious. So
I
you love
appreciate
what
that.
you do. And I really appreciate that. I'm sorry that you found my book during a tough time, but I'm glad that it helped you because
It was at the
it makes me
right
feel like my effort was
time.
worth it.
It was at the right time. It was at the right time. And let me tell you, what I'm learning from you is those kinds of moments are good because it
Yes.
forms us, it
Learning
shapes us.
lessons.
And
Hmm.
when it happens again, guess what? Martial's going to know how to manage
Hmm.
and deal with it and not feel like, oh my God, I'm the most horrible,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, because you know what, the work we do is tough, and when it doesn't come out to the liking of the client, or we're not 100%, we beat ourselves up over it. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's not rocket science. We're not brain surgeons. We're just trying to make
Right.
people pretty.
Yes,
That's all
yes.
it is. We're
You
just
know
trying
what?
to make people pretty.
Those are the words. We're trying to make people pretty. Shout outs to T Master Angelo. Thank you so much. Oh. Okay, okay. So then on this live, I guess T Master Angelo won it. So if you want, you give me the information. You can DM me your information, and I'll have a book sent out to you. And then for the people on the post, type superhero, and I'll have one sent out to you.
Oh, that's great.
So we have a winner here.
Woo!
Shout outs to you.
Ding, ding,
Shout
ding,
outs
ding,
to
ding, ding,
you.
ding.
Thank you again. Thank you
Thank you.
again. All right.
Thank
I
you.
just gotta let you know you're amazing. You are who you are genuinely. What's the book, the
Yes, thank you.
different posts, the other interviews that I saw you have, you are you. And you're an example
That's
of
who else could I
being
be?
period.
That's the thing is that I don't love me or hate me. This is who I am. And I felt when I wrote the book, I had to be authentic to myself. I had to put things in there that were tough to write. I had to dig deep and go into closets I didn't want to go into. But I also needed to put the message out there that this is it's me, and these are my words, and this is how I feel. And if one person read it, like yourself, and you got it, and it changed you and it helped you, then it was
Yeah.
worth it. It was all
Yeah.
this effort was worth it. And I hope other hairdressers and beauty professionals and service business people, people who work with the public, I hope
Yeah.
that they get it too. And it makes me at least feel that my effort was worth it, because it was a
I can
lot of
tell
work.
you. I can tell you it definitely was worth it.
That's great. Thank you so much. It was so nice talking to you.
Likewise, likewise, likewise. Okay, tell hubby I say hi. Tell
I
your
will.
siblings I say hi. Tell the team at Karma I say hello
I
too. Okay.
certainly will. I certainly
Okay.
will.
Ciao for now.
Bye bye.
Goodbye, my lovely
Bye.
Marshall vendors. Bye bye.
Bye bye.